Hi, welcome to Matt Talk, a video podcast for the friends and family of Coming First United Methodist Church from me, Pastor Matt. Today is Monday, July the 31st, and I am excited to have with me again Dana Letchworth, your chair of the Committee on Finance, and Susan Payne, your financial administrator. Again, my deep appreciation to both of you for taking time to come and record this Matt Talk, and for all that you have done, and for all that you are doing, and all that you will do to keep Coming First United Methodist Church financially healthy. And I remind all of us that we are in this ministry together as a congregation, and it's all of our responsibility as members to gather to ensure the financial health so that we can be all that God is calling us to be. It's also important that the leadership of the church keep us informed concerning the financial picture of the church. And so Dana and Susan are here today to help us do that. And Dana and Susan, the last time that you all were here, we looked at the first 3 months of 2023. And today we have an update for the next 3 months, or for the first 6 months of 2023. So in the first 6 months, January through June, what has been our total income for this time period?
Our total income for the first 6 months of the year is $781,795.
Okay, and that's just for our ministry action plan, or what we used to call our budget.
Yes.
Great. And what have been our expenses for that same time period for our ministry action plan?
Our expenses have been more than our total income at $896,630.
So that's about a $115,000 deficit. And if we divide that out by the 6 months that this period totals, then we are looking at about $20,000, a little less than $20,000 a month. We're coming up short still, which is better than the $25,000 that we reported last time, but still $20,000 short is nothing to sneeze at. So we still have some work to do. But thank you, because you have, all of us together have made this possible, and better news than last, but still not the good news that we would like to eventually report. So on average, what's been the income per month through the 6 months?
$130,299 and 26 cents.
So on average, what's our expenses been per month?
$149,438.
Okay, so again, we're still hitting that $20,000 deficit any way you look at it. So Susan, what is our debt right now still left on the sanctuary building?
We owe $351,643.
Okay, so we're gradually but slowly eating that down. And our loan is for how many?
15 years.
15 years, and we're just in the first year of it.
Correct.
After we
that
refinanced.
was refinanced in November of 2022.
Great. So last time we talked about that the church has two different classifications of funds. We have designated funds that are to be used only for the purpose for which they were given, and then we have undesignated funds that are used for other things and really to fund our ministry action plan or our budget. So how much money do we have in the designated funds?
As in the end of June, we had $663,905 in designated funds.
Wow. And that seems like a lot. What does that mainly, what are some of the big ones?
One of the larger ones is what we still have left in GDOT funds, which is sitting at just under $250,000 that we still have allocated to go to repair the front wall of the church.
Okay, and that's being done right now as we speak, and any day now we will complete that project and pay those funds out. So certainly by the next time we do a 3-month update, those funds will be expended. One of the things about the front wall, just for you to know, is that we had some change orders that has cost us about $60,000, $70,000 more than we had anticipated for this project on the front wall. And so we had thought we would have money left over that we could do the hardscaping out at the entrance of the church when the highway's finished, and that we could put up a new permanent sign out front. Those two plans will not be fully funded. Not exactly sure how much, but not enough to pay for probably even one of those two plans. So we'll have to find funds for those. And right now we're really needing signage for the church because there's nothing out there but CFUMC. And most people riding up and down the highway don't know what our acronyms stand for. And so we need a sign out there that actually has our church name on it. And I know the Board of Trustees is working and looking into that. And so the other big part of designated funds besides GDOT is?
We have funds still left from the insurance on the flood, which is about $80,000. They just came this week, and Christy did the final sign-off, so we're waiting on that final bill, which is going to kind of clear those funds out. That's sitting about $80,000 right now.
Okay. Anything else in there?
One thing that we still have in there that we were doing the campaign on was the Family Life Center floor carpet tiles. We're sitting at about $13,600, and our goal was, I think, about $24,000 for those.
Like that. Mm-hmm.
So that is still out there, that we've got those funds still sitting there allocated, trying to finish that campaign.
Yeah. So please remember that and help us with that if you can. Of course, right now we're however you can help us with our ministry action plan and our budget or with the carpet squares. Either way, that would be very helpful. So those are some of our designated funds that we can't touch. And then there's a lot of little funds that have different.
Yeah, we have a lot of different other little funds that have different balances in them that are designated.
Got you. And so what about our undesignated funds, funds that we have available to pay the bills and to fund our ministry action plan? What kind of?
So at the end of June, we had $167,662 in undesignated funds.
And so that's all the money that the church has, is designated funds plus the undesignated funds, and that's totaling now to be around what?
$831,567.
And so, and is that everything? Everything we own is right there, the 800-something thousand.
The only other thing that we have out there is we have some stock, which was valued at about $7,500 at the end of June, that we will be looking to sell here in the next short time, and we'll convert it over to cash. But we do own some stock out there on the books.
And we own that because people gifted it to
Correct.
us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so thank you all who do that and know that is an option. One of the other things that we're looking into is that Coming First United Methodist Church has been designated by the North Georgia Annual Conference as an anchor church. And what that means is that we are seen as an essential United Methodist witness here in this geographical area. It also means that we are not disaffiliating, but we are staying United Methodist. And yet we've had some kind of negative impact on our mission and ministry, either financially or otherwise. So we fit that category, and the North Georgia Annual Conference has designated us as an anchor church. And as such, they have pledged, we have pledged as an annual conference to help all anchor churches through these times of crisis. So we have that commitment from the North Georgia Annual Conference to be here to help us, to make sure we're not going to go under anything. But we really want to depend on that as little as possible. Instead, it would be nice if we could help overcome this time of financial crisis our own. And we are looking at various ways of doing that. We are applying for various grants. We're looking at other sources of income. We're trying to keep you, all the congregation, updated. Those are some of the things that we're looking at and things that we're working on to help our financial situation. So what more do you feel that the congregation needs to know or you'd like to share with them about our financial picture?
Overall, you can see the numbers that we've shared show that we are bringing in less money than we're spending. And I just want to assure the congregation that we have worked very hard as a church, as staff, and as a finance committee, and to cut expenses everywhere that we can so that we're good stewards of the gifts that you share with the church. But we need to continue to get more funds in. We can't cut anymore without cutting ministries here at the church, and that's not something that we want to do. And like Pastor Matt just mentioned, that's not something that the conference wants either. So while we have their support, we still need the congregation to continue to step up, as you have over the past 3 months, and continue to help us so that we can end the year with at least a balanced budget, if not, hopefully, with some surplus going into next year. So
what more does the congregation need to know, or what are some other ways that the congregation may be mindful of giving as we continue throughout this year?
I think there's a couple of different ways that maybe people don't know about. One is we want to remember that we have set up Venmo, so that's a convenience that might be an easier way to give, and that has been started. So you can look us up on Venmo. Another thing is if you work for a larger corporation, they do something where they allow you to do payroll deductions of your giving through something called Benevity. So you might talk to your employer and see if they partner with Benevity to do donations through them. And another thing is we take stocks as donations too. So you might look into whether you've got stocks that you want to donate to us. And if you do, then just contact me and I'll give you the information for our broker. And then your broker will send it over to ours.
All right. So you can write a check the old-fashioned way and put it in the offering plate. You can Venmo us. You can go online and give online. You can set up ACH with your bank so that it's automatically deducted every week or month, however often you want to do it. And so those are some of the ways, and then stocks and Benevity, some of the ways that we can consider giving. And, last year we did do a big push at the end of the year in December, and the congregation was very gracious to come up with, I think it was 250,000 or so, somewhere in there.
About 290.
290,000. So we did that all in 1 month in December, so we just continue to keep that updated, and hey, we may have to do another big push in December again this year, but any way that you can help, please know where we are. Well, Dana and Susan, thank you both for, again, all that you're doing and for being here today and for the outstanding job that you're doing keeping us financially sound here at Coming First United Methodist Church. And again, all of us here at the church have the responsibility to ensure our finances are supplied to fulfill the ministry action plan that we feel God's calling us to as a congregation. And thank you so much for leading us and for informing us and for keeping up with all this for us. Well, may we all pray that God help us to clearly understand God's desire for our giving. And if we're doing all we can do, then God is most pleased. Thank you so much. And if there is something that God is still asking of us, then may we find the joy in being obedient and seeing God's kingdom accomplished through us as we continue to act in great generosity and faithfulness. Well, until next time, may the peace and the joy of the Lord Jesus Christ be with you.